check it out. 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 Soy loco por tu coco loco, soy muy loco por tu coco loco, soy loco por tu coco loco, muy loco por tu coco, soy loco por tu coco loco, soy muy loco por tu coco loco, soy loco por tu coco loco, muy loco por tu coco. Cuando te veo y estás leyendo algo, filosofía, mucha sabiduría, me prende el alma tu voz cuando recitas, me dejas loco con tu poesía. Ya no me llaman la atención las otras chicas, solo te quiero a ti y a ti solita. Siento contigo una conexión que va más lejos que solo atracción. Soy loco por tu coco loco, soy muy loco por tu coco loco, soy loco por tu coco loco, muy loco por tu coco. Soy loco por tu coco loco, soy muy loco por tu coco loco, soy loco por tu coco loco, muy loco por tu coco. Este día que te vi, me perdí todito en ti. Ya no tengo salvación. Ya no sigo la razón. Soy loco por tu coco, este día que soy loco por tu coco loco, soy loco por tu coco, me perdí todito, soy loco por tu coco loco, muy loco por tu coco, soy loco. Ya no tengo salvación.
Good evening, Bob. 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 Good evening, Bob.
Can, yes. Can, yes. Can, yes. Can, yes. Oh, sorry, you caught me there. I was running a little late, I'm afraid. But anyway, good evening and welcome to tonight's Crisis, What Crisis quiz, which gets a sillier and sillier question as the weeks go on. And in fact, I was thinking that sadly, because we're on Facebook, we can't play music. That's why we can't do a music round, or we can't play anything that's copyrighted or whatever it is, because otherwise I think we'd have in the background On a Carousel by the Hollies, because I think at the moment this government is just a living embodiment of On a Carousel. It's just goes round and round in circles. I have no idea what's going on, and I don't think they have either. That's my political comment for the night. I hope you're all well and that you're having a good week, so to speak. But we certainly are. But various things going on. David, for example, has now done 94 miles out of the 100 that he planned to do for the Cancer UK walk that he's been for October. And because he's done 94 out of 100 and we're only just over halfway through October, he's going to up it to 150 miles. And he's beaten his target of £100 raised. So that's all good news, all good news. What other good news? Good news, eventually. We had, since David has evolved, the techie has evolved into Capability Brown. We decided we'd become even greener. And I ordered a water butt, so that we could save water rather than watering the plants using tap water. And let me see what messages we've got first. Internet been playing up all day. Round, Glynis is round. Not sure what that meant to be. Bonsoir, Joe. Oh, right, that's the word one. Sorry. Okay. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, the water butt, which I ordered and paid for in August, and it was supposed to take 21 days to be delivered. No sign of it. I've been in touch. We thought it was bound to arrive when we were away in Spain. No sign of it. Been in touch again, and an apologetic email saying very sorry, but we've had problems with our couriers because they hadn't realised how big the water butts are, is more or less what they were saying. They didn't put in quite so many words, but that's basically what they were saying. And they will be with you as soon as possible. I thought, well, that's okay. Luckily, we haven't had much rain. And then last Friday, I got an email from a company called Mosaic saying we will be delivering a parcel on Monday. We'll let you know what time it'll be arriving. And I thought, well, the only thing it can be will be the water butt. So Monday, hung around all day. No sign of the water butt, nothing at all. No email to say sorry, nothing to say it'll be coming on another day. And then suddenly, downstairs I was making coffee this morning. The doorbell didn't ring. There was a very faint knock on the door, very faint. And went to the door, and there's this chap standing there with a dirty great cardboard box, which was the water butt. Suddenly turned up at 8:30 this morning. It was only 2 months late, so that's okay. So anyway, it's standing outside at the moment, waiting for Capability Owen to do something with it. What else? Found out that the infotainment screen in the new car, we can get maps on it don't have to use sat-nav, don't have to use TomTom anymore, which takes you all around the houses. She just, I don't know where she takes us. But using Apple Play can get the maps up on the screen. So there's a lovely big screen in front of you, nice and clear. Used it yesterday to go to an address in Burton. Worked very, very well. There was only one problem. I couldn't work out how to turn it off. So she was giving me instructions all the way home, even though I knew where I was going. So, but I'm not sure I've worked out how to turn it off now. So very pleased with that. And what else? Oh, watching the news tonight, which was all much the same stuff. And thought, well, Sunderland looks a nice place. I was very surprised, Joe. I was expecting it to be run down and a bit sort of grubby, like Redcar, really. But it looked very nice. Might have to go and visit. Oh, right. Just got just got a message in my head, a voice in my head saying that PowerPoint has crashed, and that explains the black screen behind me, and it means we can't put any questions up at the moment, so I'm just going to have to keep talking. Right, what else? As I say, Sunderland looks nice. Oh yes, that's what else I've been doing today, is changing watch batteries, because I sent for some new watch batteries. I do like a nice watch, and I have a watch that I bought quite a while ago. You can't really see the detail of it there, but to do it up, you have to, you pull these two strings and it makes the watch strap smaller. And it's just a slightly unusual watch with what looks like a brass face. But it wasn't working, so I sent for some new watch batteries because I'd run out of all of the ones that I'd got, and I'd bought a change your watch battery kit from Amazon ages ago, which is useful in some cases. Anyway, it's a strange watch because you can't, when you put it on, you can't tell which way up it is. It just looks, because of the way it's made, it hasn't got a normal watch strap. So goodness knows when the watch strap breaks, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to throw it away or do something with it. Anyway, I put it on, changed the watch battery, put it on, and then I thought, it's funny, I can't tell the time on this watch. And I realised I put it on upside down. I couldn't work out what was wrong. But it was on upside down. But these things happen. And I also remember that when I wore it before, I got annoyed. I got fed up with the dangly bits of the watch strap. But I remember where I bought it. It was a little shop in the Strand in Derby, which also was a Prosecco bar. And that might explain why I bought it, because I'd gone along with a friend to the Prosecco bar. And then bought the watch. It seemed like a good idea. It's a nice watch. As I say, it's a shame you can't see the detail properly on the screen. But never mind. It's nice enough, but I probably shan't wear it much. So I've now got about 3 or 4 other watches. Oh look, the screen's back up. That I want to change the watch straps because they've broken, or the what do you call the little things that keep the strap in place? I don't know. They've broken, so the strap hangs down. And I do like to have a range of watches. I just want to... okay. Reply to a message. Right. Okay. Blimey Emma. Yeah. Right. Blimey Emmerdale. Sunderland is the Venive. Aye. Venice of the North. Well, I didn't know that, Joe. Evening, Martin. Oh, recovering. What are you recovering from, Martin? Or would you rather not say? It's all right. And what? Oh, I'll tell you about the stairs later on. Right, if it's all recovered, I shall have a celebratory sip of wine and then we'll get on to the quiz. Oops, pan is crushed again. Oh dear. Right, in which case I'll... Right, well I'll start the quiz, but you won't have the questions in the background just yet, so you'll just have to make do by listening to me. Anyway, the rounds are chain letters, which you know how that works, where the last 1, 2 or 3 letters of one answer are the first 1, 2 or 3 letters of the next answer. Connections, 2 lots of connections. We have to work out the connections between the various answers, one of which I rather liked, and it's rather topical. Round 3 is easy as ABC, where each correct answer is a single word that contains, in order, each of the letters A, B and C. Which is quite a different one. Then the techies round, the picture round, is insects, or not. And then round 5 is John, Paul, George or Ringo. And it's a case of identifying which Beatle wrote the songs that I'm going to not play to you. I might sing them to you. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Sing them all. Sing them all. Anyway, we'll make a start with chain letters. So the last 1, 2 or 3 letters of one answer are the first 1, 2 or 3 letters of the next answer. So if you're ready. Question 1. Which mystery thriller featuring character Robert Langdon was the best-selling novel in the UK in the decade from 2000 to 2009? Which mystery thriller featuring character Robert Langdon was the best-selling novel in the UK in the decade from 2000 to 2009? Question 2. Which group recorded the 1998 single Don't Come Home Too Soon to mark the Scottish football team's qualification for the 1998 World Cup? Which group recorded the 1998 single Don't Come Home Too Soon to mark the Scottish football team's qualification for the 1998 World Cup? Question 3. Calypso music originated in which Caribbean country? Calypso music originated in which Caribbean country? And you'll need the full answer, is the closest I'll give you to a quiz for that. Question 4. In September 2001, Russell Brand was sacked as a presenter on MTV after arriving at work dressed as whom? In September 2001, Russell Brand was sacked as a presenter on MTV after arriving at work dressed as whom? A fairly infamous person, I think we could say. And it doesn't surprise me that Russell Brand would think that was funny. Question 5. Which star of 1992 film Malcolm X was named as the greatest actor of the 21st century by the New York Times in 2020? I mean, you're only 20 years into the 21st century. There's another 80 to go. There could be lots of other great actors, but never mind. Which star of 1992 film Malcolm X was named as the greatest actor of the 21st century by the New York Times in 2020? Question 6. What is the most populated province in Canada? What is the most populated province in Canada? Molly, keep away from that wire, please. You could be, cats are supposed to be elegant. She's got herself tangled up in a wire and all she's going to do is get her foot over there. You're going to bring that lamp down. Don't even think of jumping over here. Sorry about that. Question 7. British summertime ends on the last Sunday of which month? British summertime ends on the last Sunday of which month? Question 8. In which 1980s TV detective series did the title character initially work for the Jersey police in Le Bureau des Étrangers? In which 1980s TV detective series did the title character initially work for the Jersey police in Le Bureau des Étrangers? Question 9. Which Swedish pop group had a number one hit in 1992 with All That She Wants? Which Swedish pop group had a number one hit in 1992 with All That She Wants? And question 10. What type of seeds would you find on the bun used to make a Big Mac at McDonald's? What type of seeds would you find on the bun used to make a Big Mac at McDonald's? Now, let me know if you want any repeating. I imagine you might well do, since we haven't got them written up on the screen. No repeats? We usually get repeats even when there are questions up on the screen. No? Right, in which case I'll go through the answers. Okay, question 1. The mystery thriller featuring Robert Langdon, the best-selling novel in from 2000 to 2009, was The Da Vinci Code, the Dan Brown novel. Question 2. Don't Come Home Too Soon was recorded by Delamitri. Question 3. Calypso music originated in Trinidad and Tobago. Question 4. Russell Brand was sacked as a presenter on MTV after arriving dressed as Osama bin Laden. Class, Russell, class. Question 5. The star of Malcolm X, named as the greatest actor of the 21st century, was Denzel Washington. Question 6. The most populated province in Canada is Ontario. Question 7. British summertime ends on the last Sunday of October. Question 8. The title character who worked for Le Bureau des Étrangers in Jersey was Bergerac. Bergerac. Question 9. The Swedish pop group who had a hit with All That She Wants is Ace of Base. And question 10. You would find sesame seeds on the bun used to make a Big Mac at McDonald's. So how did you do on that round? Some reasonable scores. I know that people tend to do well on the chain letters round. So I'm hoping that that's been a nice, gentle start for you, given how much you've grumbled in the last few weeks. Martin 6, Debbie 5. Ah, you see, you might be right about the numbers and geography, Debbie. They could be your... Oh dear, 4 for Glynis. Oh. Joe, a storming star with 5. Oh dear. No. I thought the scores would be higher. Oh dear, oh, more moaning again. Hampered by brain fog from Martin. Well, if you've been ill, Martin, then you've got an excuse. The rest of you, I'm not sure what yours is. Oh, we're going to lose all our customers at this rate. No, there were some hard ones there, and unless you got the previous answer or the next one, didn't always help. Right, on to connections then. Let's hope you do quite well on this one. So 2 sets of 4 questions, with the 5th question being what is the connection between the previous 4 answers. So if you are ready, question 1. What 7-letter word from the Latin for king? Oh, look, we've got the screen back up with the writing. Yay. We're just thick, no brain fog. Sorry, what 7-letter word from the Latin for king originally referred to the elaborate clothes and accessories of a sovereign. And it's often now used to refer to people dressing up posh. What 7-letter word from the Latin for king originally referred to the elaborate clothes and accessories of a sovereign? Question 2, quite a long question, and you have to look at it carefully, but it makes sense. 21 years after the first generation model was given the same honour, the 4th generation of which Toyota Super Mini was named European Car of the Year 2021. 21 years after the first generation model was given the same honour, the 4th generation of which Toyota Super Mini was named European Car of the Year 2021. Question 3. What word represents the letter L in the NATO phonetic alphabet? What word represents the letter L in the NATO phonetic alphabet? Question 4, could have put up quite a few definitions for this, but there wasn't room. What adjective describes repeatedly committing the same offence and typically following a characteristic, predictable behaviour pattern? What adjective describes repeatedly committing the same offence and typically following a characteristic, predictable behaviour pattern? Can also be used, trying to think what one of the other definitions was, it can be used to describe a TV program in a few parts, and then it would be a noun. And then question 5, what is the connection between the previous 4 answers? Question 6, the origin of sour grapes comes from a fable by Aesop where what animal decides that grapes he couldn't reach weren't ripe anyway? The origin of sour grapes, allegedly, comes from a fable by Aesop where what animal decides that grapes he couldn't reach weren't ripe anyway? Question 7. What type of doctor gave a 1958 hit to David Seville, to Alvin and the Chipmunks in the 60s and other years, and Danish group cartoons in 1999? What type of doctor gave a 1958 hit to David Seville, to Alvin and the Chipmunks in the 60s, and Danish group cartoons in 1999? Question 8. Which classic 19th century adventure novel telling of buccaneers and buried gold was originally titled The Sea Cook, A Story for Boys? Which classic 19th century adventure novel telling of buccaneers and buried gold was originally titled The Sea Cook, A Story for Boys? Question 9. What is the common first name of a host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, a host of Eggheads, and a host of University Challenge? What is the common first name of a host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, a host of Eggheads, and a host of University Challenge? And question 10. What is the connection between the previous 4 answers? There's a topical answer in there as well. Topical connection, I suppose. So let me know if you need any repeating. There's 1 or 2 that I think I've described them properly, explained them. Oh, hello Zoomers. Oh, Bob is back. And Steph. Steph, I don't think the Beatles round is going to suit you unless you like the Beatles. Oh dear. No dad today. Any repeats? And if Hannah's there with Gail, she's not going to be too keen on the Beatles round at the end either, unless she's a big Beatles fan. Well, in fact, nobody's going to like it unless you're a Beatles fan. And I just happen to be a Beatles fan. No repeats. Ooh. Yes, look what happened when we didn't have any repeats last time. Okay. We're off to jump in the brook. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Question 1. The 7-letter word from the Latin for king, referring to elaborate clothes and accessories, is regalia. Question 2. The Toyota Super Mini, named European Car of the Year, was the Yaris, Toyota Yaris. Question 3. The letter L in the NATO phonetic alphabet is Lima. And question 4. The adjective describing repeatedly committed the same offence, etc., is serial. And the connection, and you've had this connection before, not the same questions, but the same connection. They're all anagrams of countries, which is Algeria. Regalia becomes Algeria. Yaris becomes Syria. Lima becomes Mali. And serial becomes Israel. Quite like that one. Question 6. The origin of sour grapes comes from a fable by Aesop, where the fox decides that grapes weren't ripe anyway. Question 7. The doctor that gave a 1958 hit to David Seville and others was Witch Doctor, if you remember that one. Trying to remember how it goes now. I was playing it last night. Question 8. The adventure novel The Sea Cook, A Story for Boys, became Treasure Island. Question 9. The hosts were Jeremy Clarkson, Jeremy Vine and Jeremy Paxman. And question 10. The connection was hunt. You had a fox hunt, a witch hunt, a treasure hunt and Jeremy Hunt, who has suddenly become in the spotlight again in recent days for some strange reason, which we won't go into now. Okay, so how did you do on that round? Hoping you did better on that round. I'm hoping Joe won't have jumped in the brook. Martin, 6. Another brilliant 5. Oh, I'm going to have to stop writing these on a Monday and maybe choose another day. Nothing wrong with a Monday. Glynis, 7, slightly better. Debbie, 6. Yeah, need numbers and geography. You see, you complained about the numbers and geography, and then when I don't put them in, what happens? You fall to pieces. Fall to pieces. That doesn't mean I'm going to put numbers and geography in again from now on. See, you need an 11 plus test. Oh no, I did that with a quiz in the community centre. Right, okay, well, I mean, you know, midway with numbers, with scores. So let's see how you get on with this next round. Oh dear, as easy as ABC is what I've called it. And they're general knowledge questions, as usual, where each correct answer is a single word that contains, in order, each of the letters A, B and C, in that order. Okay, question 1. Derived from Latin for disown or renounce, what word describes the act of a monarch formally giving up their position and authority? Derived from the Latin for disown or renounce, what word describes the act of a monarch formally giving up their position and authority? Question 2, and I've made this fairly straightforward. Which well-known coffee house chain was named after the chief mate from the book Moby Dick? Which well-known coffee house chain was named after the chief mate from the book Moby Dick? Question 3. What form of exercise takes its name from the Greek for requiring air? What form of exercise takes its name from the Greek for requiring air? Question 4. An analepsis, in which a past event is narrated at a point later than its chronological place in a story, is more commonly known as a what? An analepsis, in which a past event is narrated at a point later than its chronological place in a story, is more commonly known as a what? Question 5. According to a well-known proverb, what makes the heart grow fonder? According to a well-known proverb, what makes the heart grow fonder? Question 6. What word in the Bible refers to God resting after creating the universe and is today commonly used to refer to an extended break from work or studies? What word in the Bible refers to God resting after creating the universe and is today commonly used to refer to an extended break from work or studies? Oh, might do a bit of singing on the next one, Joe, just to warn you. Question 7. Which 1980s hit single opens with the line, "I heat up, I can't cool down, you got me spinning round and round"? I heat up, I can't cool down. Which 1980s hit single opens with the line, "I heat up, I can't cool down, you got me spinning round and round"? Question 8. Which Mexican state has loaned its name to a type of sauce commonly used in a Bloody Mary cocktail? Which Mexican state has loaned its name to a type of sauce commonly used in a Bloody Mary cocktail? Sorry, voice in my head speaking to me. Question 9. A shot of which anise-flavoured liqueur is sometimes served with 7 coffee beans to represent the 7 hills of Rome? A shot of which anise-flavoured liqueur is sometimes served with 7 coffee beans representing the 7 hills of Rome? Horrible. And question 10. The words chortled, love that word, slithy and mimsy were all coined in which famous poem? The words chortled, slithy and mimsy were all coined in which famous poem? Chortled. I do like chortled. Okay, there are your 10 questions. Let me know if you need any repeating. Just looking for Molly. Disappeared. 7 and 9. Question 7. Which 1980s hit single opens with the line, I heat up, I can't cool down, you got me spinning round and round? I heat up, I can't cool down, you got me spinning round and round. And question 9. A shot of which anise-flavoured liqueur is sometimes served with 7 coffee beans to represent the 7 hills of Rome. Any other repeats? Goodness me, they sound as if they're hoovering next door. Why would you hoover at this time of night? Why would you hoover? Might as well stop there. Okay, go through the answers. Question 1. The word derived from disown or renounce is abdication. Question 2. The coffee house chain named after the chief mate from Moby Dick is Starbucks. Question 3. The exercise that takes its name from Greek for requiring air is aerobics. Question 4. An analepsis is a flashback. Question 5. It's absence that makes the heart grow fonder. Question 6. God resting after creating the universe and an extended break from work or studies is sabbatical. Question 7. The single from With I Heat Up, I Can't Cool Down is Abracadabra by the Steve Miller Band. Question 8. The Mexican state loaned its name to a type of sauce is Tabasco. Question 9. The anise-flavoured liqueur served with 7 coffee beans is Sambuca. Don't know if anybody remembers, there was a character called Sambuca in Waterloo Road. And question 10. Chortle, Slithy and Mimsy were all coined in Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. Okay, so how did you do on that round? Before we come to the interval. What sort of scores did we get? Oh wow, Debbie 8, Joe storming back with 9, Martin with 8. That's obviously a much better round. Glynis 7 again. Oh yes, much better. Right, so we're doing find a word next. And see how we can do with this. The longest word we can make using, remember we had 2, was it Sarah had 2 9-letter words last week. She's not in this week. Walking the dogs apparently. Right, we'll start with a consonant. We're running, we're running a little bit later. Consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. Ooh. Strut, crust, cures, rescue, rescuer. No, there's only one E. can't have rescue or rescuer. Trust. Cruets. You moved cruet last week. You don't hear that word very often, do you? Not these days. We haven't got a cruet. I've not had a cruet for a long time. Cruet. I'm sure there's something longer. Rust. Didn't want rust. Rescuer. Yeah, there's not two E's, Glenn. There's only one, because I'd already tried that. You can't even have rescue. You'd have recuse. Recuser. I think that's sort of quite a medieval word, isn't it, I think? You would recuse on some oath that they'd taken, or the Bible or something like that. Can't even have secure. Turret, yes, turret is turrets, add an S. So you could get 7-letter words. Okay, we'll have another lot. Consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant, two K's, vowel, consonant. Ooh. Pike, pale, bleak, not a very friendly set of letters. Leap, pick, pardon? Oh, pickle. Yes, pickle, as the voice in my head said. Pickle. Aye. Truss. Truss place. Yeah, place. And place with an I as well. Which is probably my favourite fish. I like place. Kelpie, or is that a proper noun? Kelpie. Are they the myths of horses in Scottish stories, Scottish legend? Kelpies, I think. Kelpie. But I don't know if it's capital K. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll have another go. Oh, we're okay. Consonant. Consonant. That's an unusual consonant. Vowel. Vowel. Consonant. Consonant. Vowel. Vowel. Consonant. Okay, chain. Chance. Chin. Chime. Chine. Yes. Machine. Oh, that's a good one, Glyn. Well done. Machine. Mechanic. Joe, I'm no good at this. Mechanic. Well done, Glynis. That's very good. Very good. Never mind, Joe. There's always other things you're good at. Like throwing parties and things. Right. Okay. We'll have one more go. It's not me. Oh, Derek. Oh, so it's Derek who's the one who's coming up with the words. Okay. One more go then. Consonant, consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, oh, J, consonant, consonant, ooh, 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 that's not a very nice collection of letters at all. Oh, Molly, hello. Bile, bail, two spellings. Clans. Anybody coming up with anything else? Not a very friendly collection of letters, is it? Bring on the Beatles. You'd be all right with those, Joe. Nibs. Jibes. Jeans. Jeans, yes. Yeah. Right, nobody's coming up with anything much else. So, okay, we'll get on. The insects. On to round 4, the picture round, which sort of basically the questions are on the screen as usual. So remember, this is the techies round, which means it might be a strange round. What do you know about insects? 10 statements to follow. Just answer either true or false, or choose one of the provided answers. Here we go. But it's actually just true or false. So I'll leave you to read the sentence, to read the statements. Decide for yourself whether they are true or false. I'll give you a bit of a clue. There are more true statements than there are false. But are beetles insects? Depends how you spell it, doesn't it, I suppose. Hope we have no arachnophobes who weren't expecting to see that photo. Right, there we are. Those are the 10 statements which you have to decide whether they're true or false. So if you're ready, we'll go through the answers to that. A worm is classified as an insect. That's false. It's classified as an invertebrate animal. Question 2, the weight of all the insects on Earth is more than the weight of the total weight of humans. That's true according to the Royal Entomological Society. Question 3, 10 times as many insect species yet to be discovered, oh dear me, is true according to the Royal Entomological Society. Question 4, takes bees around 10 million nectar collecting trips, and if you collect enough nectar then you can buy some garden furniture like I did with my nectar points. Anyway, that is again Royal Entomological Society, that's true. Question 5, insects existed on Earth even before the earliest flowering plant. Royal Entomological Society, that's true. Question 6, spiders are not insects. That is true. Their head and thorax are fused and the abdomen isn't segmented, and they're classed as arachnids. Question 7, fruit flies were the first living creatures deliberately sent into space. That's true. 1947. Question 8, caterpillars have 6 eyes. That's false. They have 12 eyes. Question 9, mosquitoes are attracted to people with smelly feet. That's true, according to National Geographic. So wash your feet regularly. And question 10, greater water boatmen breathe through their bottoms. I know a few people like that as well. That's true. There are people I know who breathe through their bottoms, I think. I'm sure some of you know them as well. So there are only actually 2 false statements in there. There were 8 of them were true. So insects rule the world. And apparently they will live a lot longer than we will. And why not? Don't do as much harm as we do. Right, okay, now we come to the round you've all been waiting for. Well, maybe not. But eagerly anticipating. John, Paul, George or Ringo. And I'm going to give you the names of 10 songs, fairly well-known songs, not necessarily #1 hits, but top songs. And I want to know if it was John, Paul, George or Ringo who is credited as writing them. So obviously I deliberately avoided ones which are classed as Lennon-McCartney. Oh, sorry, I forgot about the scores. Glynis 8, Debbie 10, some guessed. Martin 8, Joe 7. So not too bad at all. Well done, Debbie, with 10. Right, sorry, on to the Beatles round. So you have to decide whether it was John, Paul, George or Ringo. There are no sort of double act, as it were. There's no Lennon-McCartney, anything like that. Some of them you'll know, some of them you might not. Some you might be surprised at. As I say, they may not be top hits, but they are well known, mainly. Right, which Beatle wrote the following? #1, Back Off Boogaloo. Back Off Boogaloo. There's plenty of opportunity for me to do some singing here, Joan. #2, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Wonderful song, that, wonderful. While My Guitar Gently Weeps. While my guitar gently weeps. Question 3, Maybe I'm Amazed. Maybe I'm Amazed. Question 4. How do you sleep? How do you sleep? Question 5. Instant karma. Instant karma. Question 6. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. Question 7. We all stand together. So I've been singing that all night. We all stand together. Question 8. Octopus's garden. Octopus's garden. Question 9. Something. Something. And number 10. Just like starting over. Just like starting over. It's frozen on you, Debbie. I'll go through them again if you let me know when you've unfrozen. So just go through them again just to... Number 1, Back Off Boogaloo. Number 2, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Number 3, Maybe I'm Amazed. Number 4, How Do You Sleep? Number 5, Instant Karma. Number 6, Here Comes the Sun. Number 7, We All Stand Together. Number 8, Octopus's Garden. Number 9, Something. And number 10, Just Like Starting Over. Debbie, your internet's back, so do you need any more repeating? No, are you okay with all of those, Debbie? No, just caught them, okay. Right, and anybody else want any repeating? No? Okay. Right, let's see how well you know your Beatles songs. Number 1, Back Off Boogaloo was written by Ringo. Number 2, the classic While My Guitar Gently Weeps was George Harrison. Number 3, Maybe I'm Amazed was Paul McCartney, I think when he was with Wings, I think. Number 4, How Do You Sleep was John Lennon, apparently written to as a sort of a bit of a nasty song to Paul McCartney about his bland songs, apparently. Number 5, Instant Karma was also written by John. That was in his sort of Yoko days, or its early days. Number 6, Here Comes the Sun, George Harrison. Number 7, We All Stand Together, or otherwise known as the Frog Song, was by Paul. Number 8, Octopus's Garden was Ringo. Number 9, Something was written by George. And I'm trying to remember, there's a story behind that James Taylor wrote something because of that song. Wrote a song because of that. And number 10, Just Like Starting Over was written by John Lennon, obviously. no other John in the Beatles. So how did you do on the Beatles? How did you do? Say some generally well-known songs, but not necessarily hits. But I thought, just a bit of fun, that. So Joe 10. Thought you might. Thought you might. Just something a little bit different from the usual types of rounds. Debbie redeemed myself with 10. Martin Hamlet 5 and 33. But you've got brain fog, Martin, if you've been ill. So that's okay. Debbie 39 in total. That's okay, that's a good one. Glynis 9, total 35, room for improvement. Any other scores? Joe 36. So it looks like, Debbie, you got the top score with 39. Well done. Right, okay, well, thank you very much, and we'll see you next week, see what we can come up with for next week. And don't know, maybe put in a request for certain types of rounds. Not necessarily saying that I'll do them. But, as long as you've enjoyed it, that's the main thing. Can't think what else. Going to the opticians tomorrow. Nothing much coming up. So, but thank you all for joining in, because without you we couldn't, well, we could do it, but it'd be a very quiet quiz, because it'd only be me asking questions and the techie doing the background. It'd be a bit pointless, really. A bit silly. So, anyway, we'll keep following the carousel government and seeing who's in tomorrow and who's out, because I'm sure there'll be somebody will be in and out. Just looking at thank you both and than you both. No, thank you all, and we'll see you next week.